That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers acting, say they high, say they sipping pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock that twirl somewhere orbiting. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick. With a forceful grip, they force a misinfo that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature, that mean extorted it. They forging it, if news anchors informants who informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this report, it ships important gifts, of course it is. What extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks we ignoring, which informing this, informant this. It looked like we were snoring tricked. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those insubordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers actors say they high, say they sipping pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? In a world where Austin was trying to get a million things ready at the same time, if y'all knew how much stuff was going on right there, y'all would have been very impressed. So sorry that I'm a few minutes late. But yeah, in a world where we have actual NPCs going around that don't have ears to hear, hope the audio is good. So yeah, my bad. I only got like 2 USB outlets, and I was trying to upload this video real fast, switch it over to the folders from the glasses, and it was taking a while to load them. And I was like, I don't want to make them wait anymore. So I started loading it while we were running the intro because I don't need the microphone. Then I had to hurry up, eject, switch over, then go back while running all the comments, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we made it. What's up, everybody? What's up to the familia? All right, so let me go ahead and check out a donation last night. Kelly, thank you much for the donation for Masquerade Tour. Much love, much appreciated. And yeah, y'all are legends. Thanks for helping a brother out. Really help the tour. And you know, if you don't feel led to help, it's okay, because y'all's got my back, bro. He's got the tour's back, and ain't nobody tripping. So many people have heard it, right? But we all know where this comes from. And it is, of course, he who hath ears, let him, or he who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Matthew 11:50. So that means that not everyone has ears to hear, right? And this is why I decided last minute, you know what? I am going to upload these videos of what inspired the title and the subject of the stream, just so I can show you some of it, because not everyone is supposed to hear the message, or dare I say even can. And of course, this is scriptural, as I just read. Not everyone has ears to hear, and some people will be turned over to their hardened heart. So what can you do? Now, it doesn't mean you'll always know what it is. Sometimes people won't seem to be receptive, and you're just supposed to plant the seed, and then someone comes along and waters it. But I'll tell you all a story of what happened today before we get into the gravy. So We pulled up like late afternoon yesterday so we could be here early morning this morning for the Fake X launch, where they're putting a NASA crew into low Earth orbit. And of course, they rescheduled the launch, as you know, if you've been keeping up, to tomorrow morning at 5:49 a.m. Which is why this will probably be about an hour stream, so I can at least get a few hours sleep before we get up, eat breakfast, and go document it. But anyway, so today we were here all day. We kept the RV parked right where we're going to make the observation. You're allowed to camp out during the launches. And so we wouldn't have been here in the morning, but because of all that, we were, right? And then we get approached by this guy who asks us if we care to do an interview for a network, a Portugal news station. And we're like, sure, why not? I don't ever, I'm never going to allow someone to put me in some type of a hit piece, right? So there's not really much that they can do. I'm not going to say, it feels like it's not moving, so the earth is flat, right? Like, I'm not going to ever sound like that or say anything that can be misconstrued or start bouncing hammers on balls and juggling, or just showing that we think we're a disc in space or anything like that, right? So I'm like, yeah, sure, let's run it. So he tells me, okay, basically this is the BBC of Portugal. Now, I don't really know much about Portugal, believe it or not, but basically, if you know anything about the BBC, you actually have to have the BBC in certain countries in Europe. Like, they actually take it out of your taxes. And I only know this because of I have some homies that live over there. So they actually take it out of your taxes. You have to have cable TV with the BBC. It's like the government news station. He says, well, if you know what the BBC is, this is basically the BBC of Portugal. So that's pretty crazy. I'm like, okay, yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Not really holding out much hope. I'm like, why would they put me on the national news in Portugal, sitting here at the launch for the Fake X, saying that it's all fake and that they can't go where they're claiming to go? But we'll see how it goes. So he comes, he interviews me. He says, have you all ever been there before? And we're talking a little bit beforehand. And then the guy gets a shot of us talking outside the RV from a distance, and he comes over there to do the interview. And he says, so have you all ever been here before? And I said, yeah, we've been here a couple times. We were here a couple months back for the Starlink's launch, and then we're here for the NASA crew launch. This is what I did. But of course, where they're filming, they actually don't catch the NASA crew launch part. So our NASA crew launched to low Earth orbit, and I got a P900 infrared and a regular P900, and we're gonna check it out. And then he says, okay, why do y'all come here to see it? Why are you come here? And I said, well, we just want to. Well, since you asked, actually, is what I said. I said, well, since you asked, we don't believe the Earth is a spinning ball in a vacuum, and we know that they can't go where they're claiming to go because they claim there's a pressurized system adjacent to a near perfect vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr, or I may have left the torr out. So I was actually trying not to get too complicated because I knew it was going to be in a different language. I tried not to go hyperspeed when I was talking, but I didn't. I wanted to walk that line where they couldn't chop it up and make it look stupid. I said so, but because we know that they can't go where they claim they're going, a near perfect vacuum adjacent to a pressurized system that violates the second law of thermodynamics. So we're just here to independently verify that it's just a parabolic trajectory, and it starts its parabolic trajectory at a low elevation, and as opposed to just watching it from YouTube. So I was like, what are they going to do with that? Are they really going to put on national news in Portugal me saying that space violates the second law of thermodynamics? I don't see how they can use it. But then they get a shot of the banner we have on the front of the RV. And so we're like, okay, we'll see what happens. And they sit over the picnic table. They start editing it. I'm like, he's not really giving me like a hit piece kind of vibe. He's being real cool. He didn't really seem shocked at all when I was talking to him before we were interviewing about how the Earth's not a magic spinning cartoon ball that defies physics, and how I've been looking into it for like 5 years, and it certainly isn't. And we debunked the radius value, et cetera, et cetera. He was just like not taken back by anything I said when we were talking one-on-one. So I'm like, this guy seems pretty cool. Maybe he'll give us a fair shot, whatever. I know the creator's real. I know there's no coincidence that we were here and then it got delayed, and now we're here early in the morning to be here for this interview. If it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be. And so let's just show you what does end up indeed airing on the Portugal version of BBC National News. And dude, it was painful to sit here. It's an hour segment that they air every day, and I fell asleep, honestly. And luckily, we were at the very end. So here is what was aired. If you haven't already seen it, add to stream. Interesting. So they're doing a segment on SpaceX, their little launch or whatever. Blah 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 blah. Okay, there's your boy. This guy, he asked him, well, so why do you keep coming back? Oh, it's a patriotic thing to do. You know, typical boomer response who definitely thinks they landed on the moon.
When Glenn went up more than 20 years ago.
Yes.
Why come again?
It's just a patriotic thing to do it.
Há quem ainda venha ver os foguetões para tentar provar que a Terra não é redonda.
Yeah.
This is the second time. I came to one a couple months ago. They did a Starlink's launch, and this is the NASA crew launch in low Earth orbit. So we came to get it in infrared with the P900 and then a regular P900 camera to check it out.
Esta é uma das zonas de
So as you
observação
can
por
tell,
excelência.
I told you guys the whole conversation, and that's all they put in there. They got me kind of looking like a goober. I was just doing a bunch of push-ups, all sweaty. My face, I'm like all in the sun, like whatever, squinty eyes. But they actually put it in there, and as you can see right here, they straight up show the banner, bro. It says, "We have been lied to, flat Earth." So shout out my man D Marble, got a bunch of advertisement there, national news for Portugal, because that's one of the free banners we were given, and we like to trigger people whenever we post up anywhere. We post the flat Earth stuff all around it. So there you go. We're on Portugal mainstream news. They asked me my YouTube channel. I told them, well, I'm heavily censored, but I'm WitsitGetsIt on YouTube, and of course that didn't make the cut. The fact that they claim the Earth is, or that they're going to a near perfect vacuum adjacent to a pressurized system, violating the second law of thermodynamics, that didn't make the cut. And nor did the fact that it's a parabolic trajectory at a low elevation make the cut. But you know, what can you expect? I'm actually quite shocked that they put "we have been lied to, flat Earth" on the news. So pretty eventful day. It was pretty exciting. So cool stuff. Shout out to Portugal, man. Maybe some of you will actually research the nature of where you live. If you think you live on a ball that defies physics, I will say they will probably be more receptive over there. They're just looking at it from the perspective of, oh, here goes the United States claiming to do things again that they probably can't do, because most people know the United States is just notorious for lying about everything. So I might think that's cool. And anyway, so what I'll go ahead and do now is I'll show you a little bit of this video of this guy we were talking to. This guy motivated the stream. I mean, he can actually hear me. He's like right there, but he probably needs to hear this. Then I was trying to tell him, you know, about the Earth and how we've been lied to and how this guy can't go where he claims he's going. And he didn't really want to listen to me about anything. And so that's what, of course, motivated the title of the stream. Some people simply don't have ears to hear, guys. And I think we just kind of got to get to where we are ready to accept that. We are in the Great Divide. And if you watched my, oh, look what's on here. I'll show you this too. Why not? Never mind. It's got goober in here. All right, so I'll go ahead and show you this this conversation with this guy. And this is a perfect example of how some people just simply cannot hear the truth at this point. Have they already been turned to their hardened hearts? I don't know. Are we just supposed to plant the seeds and maybe this guy will wake up? I don't know. But either way, you got to dust your feet and keep it pushing. And this is a perfect example of that. So here's a little bit of it. Sorry, man. This is crazy. Austin needs to be in level 2, the leveling. They turn into Agent Smiths. Yeah, no doubt. Sorry about the dipping out. I accidentally pressed leave studio. Maybe I was supposed to catch up with you. Go D Marble. Hey, man, I IG messaged him I DM'd him on IG. I haven't checked it back, though. Awesome, Austin. Yeah, it's pretty cool, I guess. It's whatever. I'm honestly like, you know, I just know the creator's super real and nothing happens by coincidence. And the people that look out from the outside and got a lot of opinions but don't know what they're talking about at all, they'll never understand how I literally wasn't phased at all and could care less. So he's using me. He wants to use you, and you just have to step out in faith and swallow your pride so that he can do that. So let's check this out real fast just so y'all can get an idea. All right, the wind's really bad. and I'm not going to make you listen to it a lot. I'm sorry, the wind is really bad. There's the heads up, but I just got to show you how this was.
They say for the launches they allow you to do it.
Well, because it's the astronauts, just to make sure. You know what? I used to.
Are we just telling the truth about the Earth? So I've been testing for 5 years.
You know what? I used to work for SpaceX.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
So did my homie. So, yeah, where they're claiming they're going, it violates second law of thermodynamics. They claim that space is a near perfect vacuum of 10 negative second. The pressurized system adjacent to it, that's impossible.
yeah, but they're only 250 miles up. They're not completely. They say that the boundary is about 62 miles. Yeah, the carbon line. But they're still, gravity there.
I'm sorry. I know the wind's really bad, guys. I just want you guys to see this.
Gravity goes for, what is microgravity?
That's the story, yeah. Yeah, but
Well, what the hell? What do I see floating by?
there's your first example, right? Can't even get words out.
Can I see the space station go by?
Yeah, you see a light in the sky. Occasionally, you can see the winter. We've captured them falling out of the sky. You have helium. They buy more helium than anyone in the world.
I used to work for SpaceX.
It doesn't make space real, bro. Come on, man. Like, look. I'll just show you. So this is the mountains.
What are they doing with all this money?
200 miles away. It's going to be hidden by a model of Earth curvature. You can see it from the base to the top. So literally, the size of the Earth they claim can't exist. Here's another one. The world's longest photo that cannot be seen at all on a ball. Here's another one. The Chicago skyline for 80 miles. It's completely hidden by Earth curvature. And this is why they lie. The wind is so bad, man. Yeah, sorry. There's another example, right? He wouldn't let me get it out. Another one, the Chicago skyline for 80 miles. It's completely hidden by Earth curvature. And this is why they lie.
Or they did an experiment on one of his students. Everybody thinks that light can't bend, but it can. And what they did is they waited for a eclipse, I think it was. And it had to be in the right place, and they could see stars that are behind the sun, or, a little bit behind, because the light is that was in the early 1900s.
Yeah. And then, Einstein proposed general
relativity.
I'll do this.
It all depends on how.
You can't listen. I'll buy you off the surface, or you'll see the curvature, but you can't see through the curvature, no matter what. Like, I can't zoom through the
Well, it's just like an accident on Saturday, International Drive curves. And it was quickly when I came up to this section.
God, even the wind is trying to tell him to shut up, bro.
But I can only see down. I can't see cars that are on the curve. I can see them at a point as they're coming around it.
Right.
So, and this is the
Refraction. So refraction across the text where it's a little different than it is, but it's a known phenomenon based on Snell's law, which is actually about 2 medium. Use a differential of Snell's law. But for example, like this right here, the horizon's over 2 miles away. It's about 2 miles away. The radius of the beach is 164 miles. They claim it's under 4,000 miles. Based on terrestrial refraction, it's going to extend the horizon 1.32 miles, not 20 miles. So refraction is a real thing. The second light band, really, light's never been proven to be important. God, the wind is so bad. I don't know if it's aggravating you guys as much as me, but I'm just going to play a couple more minutes to let you get an idea, and I'm done. It doesn't work either. Space and time bending, the displacement of mass.
Let me ask you this. Why would astronauts, why would they lie about it?
I mean, basically why they lie, a lot of reasons why they lie. on pillars according to the scriptures, right? They're actually
Because most people say it's a turtle. You say, well, what's on the turtle? Which turtle? Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was just telling him.
It's a troll representation of the Earth, but yeah, we can only go 7.8 miles down. So basically, what flat Earthers do is they don't make unfounded claims, right? Like we just go we can empirically validate the Earth's not curved provably. It's not the size they claim it is. Curving it simply is, and I think debunked it right here yesterday with infrared. I still seen the Earth curvature at 1.7 miles. I zoomed all the way into the base of all of that stuff over there. Every single building, every little shuttle we have over here. I saw it. It can't happen. Fraction. So there goes that excuse. The Earth's not moving. There's no proof that it's moving. So do you feel like you're moving?
It's all relative.
Yeah, but that's just a convenient story, right? Like it doesn't. The default position is that it's not moving. The sky is reportable history. So I mean, it's been doing this for thousands of years. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys, man. If you think the wind is unbearable, okay, so we'll do it like this. If you want to keep watching some more of it, press 1 in the chat. If you think the wind is too bad and you get the picture, don't want to listen to anymore, press 2 in the chat. And I'm gonna play it until I get some responses back. Let the people speak. Clock, just like the scriptures say it is, and it's over around Polaris, the center right over. Austin needs an Alex Stein mic. Yeah, I mean they don't build those in the glasses, and that sounds like it costs money.
Bible?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's not my motivation. Okay, I see 2s, and I agree with 2 personally. So, yeah, sorry. We'll work on it. Really, if he maybe had thrown his hood up while he was wearing the glasses, it would have blocked it. You know, you live and learn. It's simple, guys. Like this. Okay, I do see a decent amount of ones, man. Jeez Louise. Austin, maybe try wrapping the mic with something like a sock. No, dude. These were on spy glasses, bro. There's no wrapping it in a sock. But anyway, so the point is, this is the most he let me talk. So this is him talking, him telling me pseudoscientific fairy tales, telling me about how Elon Musk made him a millionaire.
I don't believe he was the son of God in the sense, I don't believe he was resurrected. I don't think he died to begin with. He may have been drugged or maybe
Okay. So he starts bashing Yahshua a little bit. I try my best to be patient and listen and try to explain it. Every time I start getting words out, it doesn't let me say anything. And then there's a few more videos where he proceeds to just literally talk to us forever about all of his money. I'm sorry, guys. It's just way too much wind. I can't deal with it. It's stupid. So simply what happened, I guess I could narrate it. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, but I'll just tell you guys what happened. So I kept trying to bring it back to the Earth. And, he told me that he used to work at SpaceX and was really close to Elon's office and even interviewed him a couple times, and he was kind of a jerk. He doesn't really think he's that smart. He's like, I don't think he's as brilliant as people say he is. I'm like, well, yeah, he can't even say coherent statements. The dude's a psychopath. He wants to put a chip in your brain. And he's talking about, oh, he just wants to help handicapped people. I'm like, no, bro, the dude's a psycho. And then they start talking about building the capsules. I'm like, I don't dispute they build capsules, you know what I'm saying? And then he says, basically, well, they build them to shoot them into space. I'm like, they claim that they go to space. I'm like, well, that doesn't make space, really. You can't go to space, bro. And then it's literally just so long of him telling us about his stocks and his taxes and politics and blah, blah, blah. And every time I try to bring it back to the Earth, I can't. I then say, dude, do you really think that this dude put a Tesla into space? He's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, okay, so, you think you just go grab a Tesla off the line? He's like, no. I was there. I saw that he drove his Tesla. I'm like, okay, yeah. So you think he just sent it as is into space? And because how could you do that? How would the tires exist in near perfect vacuum? And he's like, oh, well, they probably just fixed it. I'm like, no, he claims that he put it up there as is. And this is actually not the conversation, right? This is me trying to say this stuff and it taking me 10 minutes to get this much out. He just didn't want to hear any of it, right? And I'm like, they took out what's called the fourth wall, interrupted. I'm like, dude, they took out the mirror so you can't see the fourth, interrupted. So the point was, this motivated the stream because not everyone has ears to hear. So he who hath ears to hear, let him hear, right? And this clearly implies that some people don't have ears to hear. Now, if you have in any way observed and not lived under a rock, and you've observed the last year in clown world, even though I don't like to say it now, it's been taken, which, by the way, I made that logo, came up with all that, and what a joke. But anyway, if you've been observing clown world at all lately, then you'll realize there are actual NPCs, right, that don't know what's going on. They literally have no idea what's going on. So, can someone explain that to me? I guess I'll show you just because I found this. I just hate to even do this because this is pretty funny. I forgot I even had this video. So basically, what my point here is there are actual literal people that cannot hear. They've been turned over to their hardened heart. This is actually one of the punishments eventually for sodomy. So for all the sodomites out there, you might want to pump the brakes, bro, because you will eventually be turned over.
Yeah. They make you wear that all day?
No, just when I get on call.
Okay, that sucks. So you're too pretty to wear that. Yeah.
Well, be blessed.
Have a good one.
Look, dude, even the cops don't like them. Anyway, so I just found that I put all the things in the cops thing. I probably shouldn't even show you that. Who cares? I just thought it was funny because she stumbled and got embarrassed. But they don't even like it either. They want to take it off immediately. Humans know instinctively that this is stupid. But yet, some of them still are going to wear it constantly until the end, bro. They're going to wear it until the end. And when you try to tell them about how they shouldn't be wearing it, they don't want to know this because they've jeopardized so much. So when it comes down to is pride will not allow certain people to heed certain messages. And at a certain point, they will be turned over to their hardened heart and they will not be able to understand anything that you're saying. You'll effectively be talking to a brick wall. I shouldn't have sat out there that long, right? Like I literally shouldn't have sat out there that long trying to wake that dude up, right? But he started talking about Yahshua, and so I had to I had to sit there and defend him and try to wake him up because you never know, man. You never know because we live in such a clown world flooded down by deception that sometimes you got to break through these walls and we got to take the bullets and we got to be patient and we got to try to hear them out so we can connect with them somewhere. I kept trying that tactic, right? I'm like, yeah, Joe Biden is a psycho because he is, right? But so there was no connection. Some people can't hear. So basically the point of the stream is, guys, you're going to have to go ahead and accept it. If you think it's bad right now or people don't, I got to be kind of selective with what I say here. So if people can't realize that certain illnesses don't just randomly disappear the same year the government takes over, and you can't even talk to them about it, you can't go into detail about any of these contradictory stances within the mainstream narrative that's been going on for the last year. They literally can't hear it. They can't see it. So they don't have eyes to see or ears to hear. They cannot see the blatant deception in front of them. They cannot hear you trying to wake them up. You got to let it go, man. You got to let it go, right? So I go out there on the front lines and I try my best to wake people up. I come out here every night to you guys. And honestly, I don't normally do the documentation with the spyglass. It's just not really my thing, bro. I'm doing this because I want to reach people. And I know that Yah is going to put me in the position where that person's supposed to hear it. And sometimes I can feel the Spirit actually guide me to the specific person that's supposed to be spoken to. And what a coincidence. That's the only person in the group that listens, right? Yah's very real. The Spirit's very real. Yahshua is very real. You guys just that are still in denial and fighting it, you just don't know how real it is. I mean, how do I know what person out of the whole group to talk to? It consistently happens. So my point is that, you just got to go do it for the right reason. Try your hardest to reach certain people when they're put in your path, and you're supposed to reach certain people. Certain people are supposed to be watching my last few streams, right? Where I get real into it and I get real intense. I can't explain to you why I get so intense sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We all know the answer. Sometimes the Spirit wants to reach someone that's on the other side of this computer, man. And I'm not saying, oh, Austin's so special. No, it's nothing like that at all, bro. It's nothing like that at all. But only certain people have eyes to see and ears to hear. And if you are one of the people that are consistently on these streams, maybe Yah's trying to wake you up, bro. Maybe he's trying to wake you up, right? But this is the great divide. And so we're watching NPCs in real life. We're watching people that literally have been turned over to their hardened heart. They cannot heed the message. They cannot hear it. We're going to meet a bunch of them tomorrow morning because this is a bunch of SpaceX fanboys that are out here, right? But there will be people here that are just here because their dad came, their family came, or whatever, and they'll be open-minded enough to hear it out. But so the whole point here is that you got to realize not everyone can hear the message. Guys, I don't know if they literally aren't capable of hearing it. It's a hard pill to swallow. NPCs isn't just some some theoretical idea people throw around in the truth community as basically a joke. It's actually a real thing in the sense that there are literally people that can't hear it anymore. I know it's sad. Trust me. With some people that I really care about, some of them in the truth community, some of them in my family, just the idea that they may fall into that category, it hurts me, bro. It makes my heart ache a lot. Like, I hate it, and I want to fight it. And, you know, stupid little fleshly Austin's like, no, I can get them. I can wake them up. I can speak some reason to them. I can hit them from this intellectual avenue to pique their curiosity just enough to break through their walls. But sometimes you can't, you know, and like, until I'm basically called back, right? Because I feel like y'all's basically like, sick them, right? And whenever I'm called back, I'm gonna fall back, bro. I'm gonna fall back. You can't say I didn't try and help you, bro. You can't say I didn't try to love you. I didn't try and tell you the truth out of love, bro, because I did. But like, this is a lesson I'm having to learn, so I want to extend it to you guys. You can't reach everyone, man. Not everyone's supposed to hear it. Like, when I was in jail, there were people that were supposed to hear it. It was very obvious who I was supposed to be talking to. There were people that did not even intellectualize why they had to constantly jump in and intervene and derail the conversation, and then start screaming and cussing and attacking like they wanted to fight me because I said the earth wasn't a magic cartoon ball that defied physics in a conversation that had nothing to do with them. There are people that don't even know what they're doing. They're being guided by Luciferian spirit. They're being guided by something way bigger than them, right? Within the etheric realm, if you want to put it like that. That's real, guys. It's real. So, like, if you're in the chat, if you're one of the people that are always in the chats, like, just derailing away from the substantive conversation regarding Yahshua, what's causing you to do that? Why is it that people love me in the truth community and the flat earth community until I start talking about Yahshua? All of a sudden, people start getting really triggered. People start really spiraling. We see gammas come out left and right whenever I start talking about the scriptures. All of a sudden, people get triggered. They're a totally different person. Why does that happen? Why is it? Has anyone ever noticed this? Because if you're on my stream and you're like, Austin's always preaching, or you're like, man, like, I just think Austin's wrong about this. Have you ever realized that? Are you intellectually honest about any of this? Austin's really smart, right? He's really smart. He's a good flat earther. But when it comes to Yahshua, he's just like a crazy, dumb crackhead that doesn't know anything. Like, what? Like, guys, there's something else bigger than you that doesn't want you to get to this truth. It's because you become a very dangerous weapon, bro. And I told you in the stream last night, what it is all about is this is the final little, like, buck the system, go down swinging, bring the people down with them scheme. That's what this is. And we're watching it being built. It's being built. So basically what I'm trying to say, a lot of you have been denying this for a long time. But if you still kind of feel like it could be true, or you feel compelled to look into it more, or you just want to figure it out and you feel like a couple puzzle pieces are missing, you're being drawn to him, man. You're going to have to take the step, though, bro. Like, if you seek it, you will find it. He can only open the doors. He can't make you walk through the door. Of course, the Matrix took that and inverted it, and it's about the Luciferian step into the astral plane. That's what the Matrix is all about, and the people you think are the good guys are actually the bad guys. I have a Matrix Decoded stream, which of course immediately got censored and taken down, but it's up on BitChute. WitsitGetsIt on BitChute. So the whole point here is that, like, guys, you're playing a dangerous game, because if you just keep going in the direction you're going, where some of you are blaspheming the true creator and some of you, like, are spitting on the people that are going around trying to wake people up about this, like, have you actually been honest about it? Have you been honest about it? Like, you think I'm just so deluded that I forced myself to believe a fairy tale that I was once indoctrinated into, a surface level false representation of this belief system, and I actually broke out of it, right? And then I researched all of the religions, and then I've become so deluded that I decided to go back there and believe the fairy tale without any reasoning at all? Is that what you think's going on here, right? Because I'm trying to tell you, bro, you keep playing the dangerous game of saying that you have more power than the creator. Eventually, you'll be turned over to your hardened heart, bro, because, like, there's only so far you can go. And there's only one unforgivable sin, okay? And that is, people say blaspheming the Holy Spirit, right? But when you look at the Hebrew, it's pretty clear what it's saying. And in context, in Hebrew, with the actual etymology, it's very simple. It's when you know the true creator, you can feel it and you know it in your spirit. You know the true creator and you know what his will is, but you make a conscious decision that your will is more important, right? That's the unforgivable sin, is when you make a conscious decision that, no, my will is more important. It supersedes the will of Yah, of the true creator of the scriptures, right? Now, you can go around talking about how you don't think it's real, or since you can't bottle Yahshua up, then it must not be real, or since they could have changed it, you sound like a Glover, bro. Like, oh, but they could have changed it. But what if they changed it? Well, what if this is what happened? But what if? Well, what if level does mean curved, Austin? But what if the laser bent around the earth, Austin? But what if? What if? You sound desperate, bro, and there's something that's happened to you or something that's happening to you that makes you not want to accept this. But the fact that you're here, the fact that you can hear this message and it even slightly resonate with you or make you think means that it's not like a lost cause. Some people are, though. Okay, so I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm having to learn this myself. Like, dude, we got a lot of stuff to do right now. This is a very important time. We got to get to work, bro. And if you're one of Yah's soldiers, bro, you're a warrior right now. So prepare yourself. You got important things to do. There's not many of us left, if you haven't realized that. There's not many truly genuine, authentic, 100% soldiers for Yahuwah. There's not very many left. And that number is only going to dwindle down. And what we are supposed to do is go out here in the end and get the other people that are going to actually hear the words, that actually have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, and that are actually going to get right with the Creator, right? So we have very important paths laid out for us right now. We all have like a task because it's getting real. And so we need to go out there and don't waste our time with those that are actually being put in our path to distract us, right? And they may not even know it. And I will say, actually, most of them don't know it. Most of them don't realize they're being placed around us to derail us, but they are, right? And so if people start to converge on you that you trusted and they backstab you and stuff, don't get like all in your feels about it and real upset about it. That means you're a threat, bro. You're a threat. You know what I'm saying? Like, wear it as a badge of honor, because that's what that means. That's what it means. So actually rejoice when they revile you and persecute you for his name's sake, because they persecuted the prophets that came before you. Rejoice. That's a hard concept to wrap your mind around whenever, certainly whenever you're put into like this little corner of society where you're a flat earther, when really you're just a truther, right? And you're already like this perceived minority, which we kind of talked about this earlier on the Baby Truther stream. I jumped on for a second. I'm like, I think I agree with Alex in the sense that it's more than people know. But like, there are people scattered throughout this community, and certainly some of the top people that are playing a dangerous game. And it's just because of pride and ego, it's the easy way out. And you like to do the things that you like to do. And if actually adhering to the instructions or a linear code of ethics that's actually been laid out for you, because life's a test, but it's an open book test, requires you to make some sacrifices regarding those things, you'd rather just ignore it and act like it doesn't exist, right? You think that you have some infinite amount of time. People have been saying we're in the end forever. People haven't been walking in stores getting scanned on their wrists and foreheads forever, guys. So like, it's probably time that you swallow that pill of pride. I don't want to get too reiterative. You understand what I'm trying to say, though. Like, wake up, bro. It's okay. It's okay to admit you're wrong. It's okay. In fact, certain people, if they were to come to this realization, which it isn't about intellectualizing, it isn't about the historicity or the validity of the historical aspects of it. It's about actually getting alone, ripping off all these guards and these layers of pride and ego, and just leveling with the Creator, like straight up being real. And like asking for him to reveal himself to you. And if he's the true Creator, I want to know. I just want to know. I want to know, is Yahshua the real Messiah? Yahuwah, are you the real Creator? I want to know that. I want you to reveal yourself to me. I want to live for you. If you're the real Creator, I just want to know it so I can live for you. If you can honestly do that, he's not going to leave you hanging, bro. But if you can't do that until you can justify it to yourself intellectually in your carnal mind, you're going to be wandering around aimlessly in a futile pursuit destined to oblivion forever, right? And I'm having to learn this myself. I'm going to have to get to where I accept you may just not have ears to hear, bro, right? Because I have a lot of stuff that I got to go do. I have an important task I have to go do. And so do you guys, okay? The people that are right with Yahshua and Yahuwah, right? When you're right with the Father, dude, it's getting you have an important task, man. You have gifts and aptitudes that he wants to utilize, and you need to go handle that. You don't need, like, my uncle won't listen to me. I need to go talk to my uncle every single day. Eventually, no. You've told your uncle, you planted the seed. Now you're supposed to be going out there and spreading the good news. And there are people that haven't heard it, bro. There are people that are supposed to hear it, right? You got to keep going. We don't got all day, bro. Well, there's not time to kill. A lot of you want to convince yourself that there's time to kill, right? Because people have been saying we're in the end forever. Well, that's why they did that. That's why they've guided these people to do that with false doctrines and the 1909 Schofield Bible and the pre-tribulation rapture nonsense, and which is actually the antithesis of that, because it's basically luring you into some like false sense of security where you don't have to worry about anything. And, you know, like, we will never be in the tribulation, so I don't have to be on the lookout for the tribulation or the son of perdition. So I know I won't be here. So whatever, who cares? Let's kick back and just remember John 3:16. Because it does clearly appear that still, I think that Trump could be the Antichrist. And Elon Musk maybe could too, right? And those two are at the lead, or one of Trump's sons. And like, here's the deal, man. If you think that that sounds crazy, no one cares, bro. Do you think that the one world order that comes cares that you were on YouTube bashing the supposed brothers of truth that you stand with when they were trying to warn everyone? Do you think if you come hit me up, even though you can't hit me up because now their cell phones aren't even a thing, or whenever you're a believer, you don't take the mark, you don't get to utilize communication the way that we do right now? You think if you were able to reach out to me and say, Austin, you were right, that's going to change something, bro? I don't care about that, bro. That doesn't mean anything. That's worthless, bro. That means nothing. Like, wake the people up that actually can be woken up. Some of them have turned over to their hardened heart, and I encourage many of you. In fact, I hope that some of you heed this message. You don't want to play that game. You don't want to play the game where, like, oh, well, I can wait until I'm on my deathbed and then act like I believe in it or whatever. Nah, bro, you can't. You can't. You're flirting, and you're like, oh, I'm a flat earther, and I know that inoculations with poisonous chemicals and that take over my genetic sequence, oh, so those are bad for me. So, like, I'm not an NPC. I can never be turned over to my hardened heart. Bro, it has nothing to do with the earth, bro. Like, that is such a small part of this. You definitely can be turned over to your hardened heart, bro. So just like, I guess the gist of the stream, right, is very simple. It's twofold. I encourage some of you guys to really step back and be honest with yourself. Am I flirting with being turned over to a hardened heart if what Austin's saying is true? Because I can assure you that it's very true. And if the reason that you can't do it is because you've gone out on too much of a limb, to me, honestly, bluntly, I consider you weak. If the opinion of other people is the driving motivation for why you can't examine this with authenticity and maybe change, you're weak. And there's no getting around it. There's no way that you can talk your way out of it. Now, you may say and swear up and down vocally out in public that isn't why that you can't really entertain swallowing your pride and backtracking, right? But I see some of the comments you people leave, not just, I have actually a pretty legendary group of people here, but there are some occasional comments here. But really, like on other shows I go, I read the chats. I'm quite attentive, okay? And I see this just overwhelming, like, reoccurring theme of pride and ego where you're on too much of a limb, and so you can't even entertain the possibility of you walking that back. Dude, you need to look yourself in the mirror. You need to look deep inside yourself and ask yourself, does that describe you? Because I'm telling you right now, if that describes you, you are in a very dangerous area where you're taking time for granted. And eventually, he steps back and says, okay, you made your decision. So whenever if it's hard to comprehend how some people can't see through these blatant deceptions where they're telling you different stories every other day, like, oh, do this, oh, never mind, that's bad for you, wait, do that again, right? And people can't see it. People can't see what's going on right now, even though it seems so obvious to some of us, right? It's because they've been turned over to their hardened heart. I just don't want you guys to get there. And you think that just because you saw through dude, this last little psyop for a year is one of the easiest things to see through ever. Ever. And I want people to realize I was in a position where I had to face my pride, and I was flirting with this area, right? Where it's like, I know there's only 4,200 religions. Yours is not the only right one. That's stupid. And it's just a primitive attempt of humans to explain the inexplicable. And yeah, there's a creator, because a necessary antecedent to creation is a creator. This is even before I knew the Earth was a geocentric stationary planet. I knew there was a creator. There's literally no other logical postulation at all. There's literally nothing else that holds any viability at all. You can just look at sacred geometry and prove that, right? You can just look at everything. You can just look at like life, like actual human life, right? Consciousness, dreams, intuition. You can keep going, but like, dude, I don't want you guys to just be lured into this false sense of security, of leisure. And before you know it, you become the very NPCs that you make fun of right now. But you're the NPC regarding the most important subject of all, and that's your salvation. That's your very soul and spirit, and where it goes and where it resides eternally. And just because you've come up with some cool, colorful fairy tale of where you go, or how you keep coming back, or how we all come together in a spirit form outside of this, or whatever you've painted for yourself that's made yourself comfortable, it doesn't make it true, bro. It doesn't. right? Because you can't say you didn't ever hear it. You can't say, well, he wouldn't just expect me to just have to figure this out. Well, he wrote it on your heart, and he's constantly pulled you towards him and revealed himself to you numerous times, and he's constantly trying to get you to finally just accept it by swallowing your pride and seeking it. That's all you got to do, and then you have to finish the race. You have to persevere till the end. Circumcise yourself, circumcision of your heart, right? That's what you have. That's all it is, bro. Is it so complicated? Is it? No, it's not. It's just not as easy of a way out as making up your own rules. And to imagine that, like, there is no doing wrong, and that we're all on this same level of spirituality or accountability when it comes to, like, the psychopaths that murder billions or millions of people, and the people that pass legislation about murdering a baby up to 3 months after it comes out the womb, and then someone else that just doesn't know, or just maybe like me, in your opinion, that's just so wrong but thinks the scriptures are right? Like, you think we're all on the same level here, and that we all just go to the same place and nothing happens? Like, that's why you start making up nonsense about reincarnation, because you can't even logically break it down in your own mind as to how that makes any sense. It doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't. You're gonna have to finish the race going the right way. Like, and no, I'm not preaching like hellfire and brimstone, because that's not what the scriptures say. Like, it's very brief, and then you cease to exist. That's what the scriptures say. You cease to exist, bro. It doesn't mean that you come back. You cease to exist, bro. That sucks. I don't want that for you guys. I don't want that for you, bro. I want you to be able to have one of the most powerful testimonies that there is, because you went around, and especially if you have a platform, like any form of a following with a platform within this movement or just online in general, right? If you're able to then step back and be honest about it and remove that pride and ego and actually seek it and then have it revealed and then act accordingly, alter your life accordingly, you're going to have one of the most powerful testimonies that exists, right? If you're one of the people that have gone around your personal life that's in my chats or in the other chats that I see just constantly talking crazy, right? Or they're so busy typing, they don't listen to what I'm saying. They're so busy typing, thinking they already know the answer and arguing with other people, that they don't listen to what I'm saying. They don't actually take it in. You're starting to show the characteristics of not having ears to hear, bro. And like, if that's you, and I'm not talking to anyone specific, I haven't read any of the chats yet, but like, my point is, guys, you don't realize the territory you're flirting with. Like, your pride's actually just exemplified and gotten much bigger because you found out certain little remedial truths. Dude, I said this the last couple of streams, basically. Like, the fact that you found out the earth isn't a magic spinning cartoon ball that defies physics, brought to you by Jesuit priests, isn't really that impressive if you really step back and think about it. It's a pretty remedial observation, and it just requires a little bit of intellectual honesty. The fact that you've exhibited the smallest amount of, like, the bare minimum of intellectual honesty doesn't mean that you don't have overwhelming pride blinding you. That's so naive, right? Like, oh my gosh, water doesn't bend convexly around the exterior of a spinning object in a vacuum. Whoa, bro, you're a savant. Like, really, the fact that some people don't see that is a perfect example of people not having eyes to see. Some of them haven't had all the information legitimately laid out for them, and when they do, in the proper way, they will then accept it, right? Because they can be humble about it. They can actually exercise the humility. Certain people shut it out because they know that if they hear a good argument, they're going to have to be honest about it. But there are some people that have found about the earth, and they think that gives them a free pass for everything, right? Like, come on, bro. You know, poisonous chemicals injected into an infant isn't good. Whoa, bro, you're really crushing it. It's like, these are bare minimum things, bare minimum realizations, and they don't protect you, bro. They don't protect you from any form of deception. They don't give you eyes to see and ears to hear permanently. So I don't want to get too reiterative. Y'all get the point here. Like, just swallow your pride, and also just accept that some people around you don't have eyes to see. They don't have ears to hear. He who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Matthew 11:15. That means that not everyone does. And this is a hard pill for me to swallow, bro. Sometimes people closest to you, they don't have ears to hear. You have more important things to be doing, like reaching the people that do, right? So get over it. Because that's also pride. That's also pride and ego, where you're just like, no, I'm going to get through this person. And again, I'm admitting and being transparently honest with you guys, that is something that I'm still having to work on, where I'm like, no, I'm going to reach this person. No, I'm going to get through to them. Like, I know that this person couldn't and this person couldn't, but I think I can. I think that I've created a relationship with this person where they're going to hear me out, and eventually something I say is going to strike them and resonate with them. And we are supposed to build rapport and be around and ready to answer the questions. We're not supposed to just automatically hand wave dismiss people or just write them off permanently. But we are not to just sit there and just keep beating them over the head with something that they're not able to hear. Now, it's not that they're permanently not able to hear it. Some people don't have ears to hear right now, and then they will actually maybe get there. Something will happen, and then they'll be able to receive the information. And some people, unfortunately, have been turned over to their hardened heart. This is a much less likely situation, by the way. Like, it's just one of the punishments for, like, pure abominations, like repetitive abomination of sodomy. Like, I'm just like, that's one of them that happen. Like, if you just really just go down swinging for a long period of time regarding sodomy, it specifically says as you'll eventually be turned over to your hardened heart. But like, I just don't want people to get there. I don't want people to get too far down this dangerous road where they become the very NPCs that they make fun of right now while they're in the truth community, right? Like, and also we just have to accept that some people can't, like, dude, your dad doesn't, like, he may not be able to hear it from you. He may not be able to hear this truth from you or the truth of the earth from you. It, like, you know, no prophets accepted in their own village. True that. Peace out, Jackson, Tennessee. I'm out of here, bro. I'm going to go around the nation and speak the truth. I'm actually going to go back to Tennessee, and I'm going to tell her I'm done. This is the last month's rent I'm paying. I've been paying for all these bills at home while I'm not even there, and I'm just going to sell my furniture because I know I have faith. I have faith, and I know that Yah's got me. I actually know that, right? But no, you're not supposed to be accepted in your most closest circles, your most closest. You're not supposed to be accepted in your closest circles, man. That actually means you're doing something right. Like you got to let your pride and ego go on both sides of this spectrum here. If you're right with Yahshua and you realize he is the true Messiah and the Father, Yahuwah, is the real creator, and you're right with him and you live for him and you're starting to, actually apply discipline to your convictions that he's giving you, and you truly want to live for him and you want to follow his will, that's good. But you can still have so much pride that you think you get to decide who you're allowed to wake up. And that's not how it works. That's not how it works. And if you're on the other side where you have so much pride that you just think you already know everything and there's no way you can heed any message that's contradictory to what you've already decided with your own carnal mind, then that's way too much pride. That's way too much pride. And you're in a much more dangerous territory, in fact, because you're flirting with, there you go, bro. You got what you wanted. By the way, this isn't some like unjustifiable response from the creator where he's just like, you know what? Screw him. Just leave him hanging. No, you made repetitive decisions to deny it. And eventually you will be allowed to receive what you have demanded. So that's how it actually works. So there you go. I hope that makes sense to some of you guys. I know that someone maybe probably needed to hear that. I'm still working on the just letting. Maybe I'm not supposed to reach that person, but what I will say is when you sincerely want Yah to lead you, he will, and you'll know he's gonna pull you out. He's gonna pull you out of the game, bro. So like I'm in the game. I'm still in the game in certain scenarios in my life, and I don't know if he's gonna pull my card to basically like expose something, or I don't know if he's gonna pull my card to like be there right in the right moment to really put that last puzzle piece together. I'm gonna let him guide me, but we gotta face the blunt hard fact that some of us are just gonna have to let it go, you know. And there's just a lot of people that like all they do when they get on YouTube, they just get in the chat and they want to make a name for themselves in the chat. They want to just be the one that's right about everything and proves that I'm wrong or whatever, right? Like, just ignore them, bro. Like, they're exhausting, right? We need to all exercise humility because those who humble themselves will be exalted, and those that exalt themselves will be humbled. So there you go. There's a wrap up. If y'all got anything y'all want to ask me, then hit me up. So walk away from people if they continue to do what they want apart from the truth. What about friends? You don't necessarily walk away from them as in you just like remove them entirely from your life. But yeah, you don't just continuously try to beat them over the head with it because either they're not supposed to receive the message from you or bluntly, they're not supposed to receive the message at all. Trust me, I get it. This is one of the most difficult things to accept. This is one of the blunt, hard truths that are really difficult to accept because the heart's the most deceptive above all things. And the carnal mind simply cannot explain or simply cannot understand everything in the spirit. So you need Yah's spirit to lead your spirit for you to have contentment and, you know, spiritual wisdom and maturity to fully grasp and accept these things. And trust me, I'm being transparent with you guys. This is one of the hardest ones for me to like really wrap my mind around and accept, right? Because I'm like, no, I can get them. I do the same thing with the earth. I'm like, yeah, they're not a flat earther and they've heard some other flat earthers, but let me talk to them. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that actually works, but like, I wouldn't go to that person 500 more times trying to get to them. right? And so I can't do the same. I got to do the same thing with this. Not everyone has ears to hear. I mean, the Messiah said it himself. So I'm pretty sure he knows, being the word become flesh. Check your cash out, bro. All right, I will in a sec, bro. Much love, bro. Thank you, bro. I needed to hear this. Awesome, man. And guys, trust me, I get it. And like, just pray for contentment. I had to do that with certain people that are close to me in my life with all kinds of things. Like, it sucks. I get it. But like, just look at it like, man, you're a warrior. Wear it as a badge of honor. Like, you're a warrior for the king. And like, you got more important things to do. You didn't get to make your checklist. Or basically, you're a beautiful vibration and a beautiful set of songs that was created that are beyond your comprehension in this physical vessel because you haven't fully understand just exactly how beautiful it was created. But you're not in control of your playlist, bro. Those vibrations, the entirety of vibration was already created, bro. You're going to just be obedient and go do what you're supposed to do and follow the calling, or you're going to be like, no, let me rewrite this, and it's going to be some stupid T.I. song. Hard with family, super hard, super difficult with family, bro. It's super difficult with, like, I consider certain people like just that aren't blood, like my familia, because they're like, we're so tight, or they're like my brothers, right? It's like, but the truth is we have brothers and sisters in Yahshua and Yah, right? Like Israel is your family, bro. And Israel's not a physical state or a physical bloodline either. That's stupid. All right, let's see what we got over here. In a world where NPCs are now a real thing, who will prevail? Whoa, Michael Line, bro. Whoa, you're going crazy over here, man. Much love, brother. Well, much love to you too, man. My man dropped 2 bills on me. Jeez Louise, bro. Thank you very much, Michael Line. You're a legend, bro. You've been helping me out and supporting me for a long time. And that's a lot, bro. That's pretty crazy, man. Dang. Thank you, man. Thanks a lot, bro. It's much appreciated. And it will definitely help the tour a lot. I think I needed to hear that, letting them go. Yep. I get it. It is what it is. I thank you a lot for that, bro. Frank, thank you for the donation, my man. Much love, homie. Thanks for the support. Thanks again, Michael. Getting crazy, dude. Whipping out his wallet like it's nothing over here. Yeah, if y'all got any questions about the stream, man, hit me up. It is what it is. If I do say so myself, this is pretty fire, right? It speaks volumes in and of itself. Look, man, you think they're going to hear what you have to say? Look at them, bro. They aren't going to hear. It is okay. It's okay. Seek contentment, man. If you need contentment with something, you know where you find it. Which is that kind of a misnomer is all around you. I mean, there's a heavenly estate, but eventually it's all around here. No, you don't just die and float up there and then like, RIP, I know you were looking over me, even though you were just catching bodies and didn't care at all about the Messiah or Yahuwah whatsoever. But everyone has angel wings when they die, and they're looking down, smiling on you like, what? No, but that's where you get the contentment for some of these things, man. Because it took me a while to reach contentment regarding certain people in my family even. And that's just about like the nature of the earth. And it's just because like the reason that I've been motivated to do this the whole time is actually to wake people up to the true nature of the earth, because that means that it was created for them. And I know the scriptures are real now, and I want them to realize like not only are they real, they're incredibly accurate from the very beginning. Much love, homie. You helped me out so much, brother. Thank you, man. Much love again, bro. It's greatly appreciated. Any tips to making info viz? Just a phone and a tablet on Wi-Fi only. You can, you can download apps to edit videos. As you can tell, I don't really edit many videos. I'm like going to here soon on like iMovie, which is on a computer. I don't really know. So there are certain apps for sure. I'm not the person to ask though, but you can definitely download apps out of the App Store to download or to edit videos. Yah sends you signs in the sky. I can't disagree with that, as I've had some spiritual epiphanies, like synchronized literally at the exact same time with shooting stars more than once. Can't throw your pearls to swine. Exactly. That's just another perfect example in the scriptures explaining this premise. Glad you're against preacher rapture. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's one of the biggest deceptions ever, and that's how the church goes apostate and actually worships the Antichrist, because they think they won't be here when he's here. That's a cool story, which is again potentially Donald Trump. And hey, what does the modern church think of Donald Trump? They basically all support him. Come out of her, bro. Come out of your Sunday worship church. Come out of her. You know, you're no better off if you don't than the person that's just been spitting on the name of the Creator the whole time. That's a hard pill for some of you to swallow too, but hey, man, it is what it is. You know, I literally have this disclaimer for a reason. I don't hold back on here, man. I tell y'all what y'all are supposed to hear. I tell y'all what the truth is, and I usually deliver it quite bluntly. So it is what it is. Come out of your Sunday Babylonian churches that gave their authority over to man, and so that they don't have to pay their taxes. What do you think the Creator thinks about the fact that you actually took the authority that's supposed to be his and gave it to the government so that you could keep some little grabbler money, some little magic Babylonian paper rectangles? Oh, wow, that makes a lot of sense. And then you have the audacity to sell stuff in your church when that's the very thing that Yahshua lost his mind about and started flipping tables for. Like, what a clown world. Any specific thought about the launch tomorrow, brother? No, they're probably going to shoot a rocket that's faster than the Starlink balloon they shot up. I don't really know. I mean, they're just going to shoot over water, parabolic trajectory. Oh, yeah. So how about this? Vote in the chat. Should I put for the infrared to be on the good tripod, put 1. And if I should put the regular P900 on the good tripod, press 2. I do have 2 tripods. One's real shaky, not nearly as good. So if you think the infrared should be on the sturdy tripod, press 1. If you think the regular P900 should be on the sturdy tripod, press 2. Let the people speak. Check your PayPal. You have a strong anointing on you. Keep at it. Will do, and thank you for the kind words, brother. Very generous donation, my man. Hit me with half a bill. You have a strong anointing on you. Keep on it and let him lead you into more truth. Your assignment is helping us all so much. Homie. Much love, bro. Thank you for the kind words and the generous donation. That means a lot. Everyone's saying infrared. 11111. Cool. I get the message. Thank you for the kind words, man. And yeah, you know, come to teach and learn. Hey, you got something you're supposed to do too, bro. Right? Like, this is just where I'm supposed to be right now, and I have no doubt about it. So much so that I'm actually about to literally sell all my possessions, or give them away if they don't sell. So what else can I do with them? Austin, I talked with Demo. He said he's interested in talking with you. Should I try to set up a date and time? Yeah, for sure, bro. Shoot me a text. I mean, as long as he understands that the main thing I like to talk about is I'll talk about the earth, but more so like as it applies to like who created it. Infrared sturdy. All right, everyone agrees the infrared should be on the sturdy one. Cool. I got you guys. He was actually supposed to be in this stream, but he's chicken LL. Nah, bro. He's cool. Not everyone likes to chat, you know. If I don't believe in every single word of your Bible version, no, Mr. Anderson. Here's the deal: like the current Bible has been gravelled, bro. But like most of the truth is in there. They only could take out like some of it. Okay, like I know that's not a very satisfying answer. This is the answer. You have to ask him to reveal himself to you. Say, I want to know the truth. If you seek it, you will find it. Like that means if you haven't found it, you haven't sought it. I know that sounds like people are gonna say that sounds like I'm arrogant or whatever. Guys, I lived it. So you can't trick me, bro. I lived it. It just means you haven't fully ripped all the layers off, right? All the pride, because and I get it. It's hard to get out of your own mind. You have this intellectual like confinement going on because, well, it's hard to even perceive anything outside of your own carnal intellectual mind. What else do you have, right? Like the mind's so incredibly powerful, we don't even fully understand it. We're constantly tapping into different aspects of it. Like what could be beyond that? Well, you have a spirit that's way more powerful than the mind. It has way more wisdom and discernment than the mind and the heart. So I would say, if you believe every single word, like in the King James version of the Bible, you're off, because they've literally changed entire contexts of verses. They've taken whole lines out, like entire verses out. They've changed all kinds of things, and they've changed his name throughout the entire scriptures, right? And a Hebrew version of the gospel just popped up. So it isn't really a real legalistic, old English dude that wrote the book on demonology because he was exposing it. See, the English language is very, very sketchy. Like, it's their final trick. It's like their final wizardry language. I was just talking to my homie Forrest about that. But at the same time, he'll speak to you through those scriptures, bro. So you need to pray. Don't worry about what men say. Don't over-intellectualize it. Get by yourself and be like, man, I'm tired of the games. I don't want to run. I don't want to be prideful. If you're the real creator, I want you to reveal yourself to me, because I am willing. This is the key here. Because I am willing to live my life for you. I'm willing to follow where you lead. Just reveal yourself to me. I want to live for you. The sinner's prayer is not in the scriptures, guys. Just so you know. It's not that. It's not. Humans overcomplicate. Divinity is simplicity. People think that the scriptures are real complicated, that this whole thing is real complicated. No. The scriptures are there, so once you finally rip all that pride out, you'll get to learn and grow, and he can speak to you. They're tailored for you. Your understanding and the messages you receive through those scriptures are tailored to you and your relationship and where you are and where you need to grow. Yeah, that's how powerful he is, bro. I experienced it. It's 100% real. So that's the key here, right? And Yahshua is the real Messiah, man. The Word became flesh, and Yahuwah is the real creator. And we don't know either of their real names, just so you know. We don't know the real name of the creator. It says that. And we also don't know the real name of the Messiah because he was given a new name. I do know his name wasn't Jesus, because the J didn't even exist a few hundred years ago. And actually, there's a Talmudic interpretation that may his name in remembrance be blotted out. So for me, it's just, I'm not going to call him out of his name, but the point is, it's much more about the honesty within yourself. Are you actually willing to go out and be the ostracized group of people? Certainly in the end, are you willing to stand up for the Messiah and not stand back and join the rest of the crowd and throw rocks at him? That's the easy way out, bro. It's the easy way out. You got to be strong to be a believer, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not big on the churchiology thing, but at the same time, man, the scriptures are true, and so to just what I'm saying, there are. I think we should talk about it privately, man, because I love you, bro. So, yeah, try less judging, but at the same time, there is righteous judgment, and sometimes bro, I'm real assertive on my streams because I want you guys to realize it isn't just some ambiguous, let's all combine everything together. Critique of what they did to the scriptures is not a bad thing. He says, hold steadfast and prove all things to be true, and to not rely on any other man strictly. At the same time, I know for a fact you can actually validate them, and he'll speak through them. So there's that. And Yahshua is the real Messiah, bro. Yahshua is the real Messiah. That is a fact. So what's your theory on the second son? Could be a dark body in the sky for sure. I don't really like the terminology of second son, though. I don't want a friendship with this world. Been blessed by a good fellowship with other believers. Sweet, bro. That's the most important thing. That's your familia. We're familia, bro. We're grafted into Israel, and everyone from Israel is not of Israel. And there is Galatians 3:28, just in case anyone doesn't know. Galatians 3:28, there is no Jew nor Greek, nor bond, nor free, nor male, nor female. We're all one in Christ. And if we're all one in Christ, then we inherit the seed of Abraham and the promises within. And not everyone from Israel is of Israel. Dun dun dun. Seems pretty self-explanatory. Beware of those in the end who claim to be Jews but are in fact synagogue Satan. We have to get back to our roots. Society has demonized that. Yeah, like living off the ground. You see what I did there? My boy Michael Lyons getting carried away. Another $50 just to match Vader. Thank you, bro. Much love, man. It's much appreciated. Y'all are awesome, bro. Got the coolest group of people on YouTube for sure. Thank you. Thanks again, man. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. Dun dun dun. Yahshua, following Yahshua is the inevitable end if you keep seeking truth. Oh yeah, that's the real red pill. Which, whoa, you know, I say that too much. Like, who wants to take a pill from some creepy dude in a jacket? Austin, where can I get that hat? It's fresh, huh, bro? Product of Grace, and it's got like velvet on the thing. Art of Homage, I think, like Art of Homage. Just type in Art of Homage. You know, Art of Homage hat or whatever. It's like one of the only things on their website. Here, I'll get the link for you, bro. And it's actually currently had a price drop from $30 to $18. I paid $30 for it. There you go. Coming in the chat, coming down the pike. That's for the hat I have on. Which is super fresh. Found it. Oh, nice. You found it faster than I could get it to you. My cat's sprawling. I'm paying attention to Austin and not him. What's up, little buddy? That's how I talk to all animals, man. That's why they love me. It's all about the tone, too. Only one begotten son, Yahshua. That's correct. That is correct. And if you deny him, man, you're in trouble. So that's what it comes down to. You have to accept Yahshua, be honest about it, humble yourself, no matter what you've said in public about him, to other people about him, what pride and ego is involved with what you've said about him, with what you've decided yourself. You know, really an inadvertent attempt to justify whatever things you want to hold on to or how you want to continue to think or things you can't wrap your mind around it. You're not going to fully intellectually understand everything ever, right? But the Spirit will reveal many things to you, but you must be in the Spirit and led by the Spirit. It specifically says this, and I can actually personally testify to that. And I think anyone in here being honest knows I'm not really dumb, right? You can't fully intellectualize this entire situation. I know this from experience. But Yahshua, are you willing to actually admit that Yahshua was the Messiah and willing to like submit to him and live for him and follow where he leads? Because if you can sincerely say that in a communicative way with the Creator, well, he'll start leading you, he'll start revealing stuff to you, and then we'll see, are you really about that life? There's no lying to the Creator. There's no like, you know, just saying something and then like it tricking the Creator. Like, that's preposterous. And no, it doesn't matter how much you want to believe what you want to believe and you think it's that case. Like, you don't get to decide what the Creator does or how he operates or how the very fabric of everything was put into existence, right? Because then you would be a God. And of course, you are not a creator of all things. We are made in his image and we can create, and Gadriel and Azazel can only imitate, not create. But we are not a creator of all things. We are not a God. I love the Sefer, but it's not the only translation I read. It's pretty good, though. At least it has some of the other books. I think I've showed you guys, but I'll show you guys again. This is what I read. But I also cross-reference different things, and I actually have a couple ESVs. Like, you know, it's much more about being right in the Spirit. Like I said, he will communicate. He answered my prayers directly 2 for 2 in an NIV. It's my least favorite translation, probably, except for like the Message. So guys, let's be real. Like, he supersedes a little semantics and a little like games of the grabblers. This is too long of a stream, man. It's 12:20. I got to get up super early. The launch is at like 5 something, bro. So I'm about to crash. I've been up since like 6. Neither do we marry or are given in marriage in heaven. This is correct. We are like that of the angels, which is actually one of the times Yahshua specifically calls Enoch scripture, which is one of the biggest evidences for it. Is Enoch in the scriptures? That's crazy. Look at that synchronicity. It's actually right under the other comment. So neither do we marry or are given in marriage in heaven. So basically the Sadducees tried to push Yahshua in a corner and prove that he wasn't actually the Messiah, or try to find some way to get him caught up so they could murder him and justify it based on their little man-made Pharisee laws. He said Moses says that whenever a wife dies, the brother's supposed to take the wife. So what happens if like a brother dies, a brother dies, a brother dies 7 times? Who gets the wife in heaven, Yahshua? And he's like, you know not the scriptures nor the power of Yah, for there is no marriage in heaven. You're like that of the angels. This is not explained anywhere in any of the texts that predate that, or I mean any of the texts that come before that in the canon. It is explicitly explained in Enoch. Yahshua referred Enoch as scriptures. So yes, indeed it is. And of course, in Jude, the next to last letter of the scriptures, the next last book, which is a single page, it's a letter. And it says, as Enoch, the 7th from Adam, prophesies, and it quotes it verbatim. There's a couple of the biggest proofs. Thanks, Austin, no doubt. I'm going to get out of here. I love you guys. So just as a really quick recap, I think I beat into the ground because I really want you people to get it. And look how the word ears in the word here. I'm telling you, dude, English has been grabbled, man. It's such a wizardry language. Like, dude, yeah, like it's just crazy. If you think that humans came up with English by themselves, you're very naive. Great stream. Thank you, bro. All right, so here's the recap. It's real simple. Not everyone have ears to hear, right? And I'm actually just trying to talk to the people that are in the truth movement, but they don't realize that, well, just because you found out that they lied about the earth and doesn't defy physics, and that you found out that poisonous inoculations are bad for you, et cetera, the Federal Reserve Ponzi scheme is going to implode and it's not good, and that the government doesn't like you. It's just like the beast system. It's like the Babylonian system. Like, that's not all there is to it. Yahshua is the one true Messiah. Yahuwah is the one true creator. Get right with the Messiah. Get right with the Father through the Messiah. That's all there is to it. And then you can just work and grow from there and persevere till the end. Not everyone can hear this message. I don't want you people to be turned over to your hardened heart. So it's time to swallow your pride and ego and just get right with the Creator while you still can, while you're still on the stream and can understand what I'm saying and truly hear it. I know that sounds kind of like out of pocket to some of you. Like, what do you mean understand? Like, yeah, it's not going to resonate with people forever, right? Eventually you will be given what you've been demanding and asking for forever, and you'll be turned over to your hardened heart. So not everyone can hear the message. And basically what it is we are being called to led to certain people to wake them up. And so you can't wake up people no matter how bad you want to wake them up if they're not supposed to be woken up, certainly if they're just not supposed to be woken up by you even, right? So maybe they will wake up one day, have contentment that the Father has everything in control, and who's supposed to be will be, right? It's kind of a hard thing to even wrap our mind around, where people put in our lives, even though they never would wake up. Is it like a test to us? Is it like it's just hard to understand everything? But again, it's the carnal mind trying to understand more than it ever could. It's going to elude your cognitive grasp until the very end. So be content in the fact the Father knows all things, right? Pray for contentment for these things, because trust me, I get it. I'm still working on this, because sometimes I just want to shake people and wake them up, and I care so much about them. I'm like, dude, I don't want to see you. I don't want to lose you, bro. But sometimes you just got to let it be and know that He's in control. And then we are actually going to continue down this road. This is the great divide, and some people can't hear the message. So plant the seed, keep it pushing. When people don't hear your words, dust off your feet and keep it pushing. That's what we're supposed to do. No prophets accepted in their own village. So when people not close to you don't hear your words, just accept it. It's okay. And actually, when people revile you for His name's sake, rejoice, because people persecute the prophets that came before you. So we're going to just continue to see an increase in NPCs, basically, right? So it's no big deal. Just accept it and go out there as a warrior and reach who's supposed to be reached. And that's basically the summary here. We're living in the great divide, and not everyone has eyes to see and ears to hear. So let he who hath ears to hear and heed this message. And there you go. That's all there is to it. I love you guys. Much love and respect. And I'm going to catch up with you on the flip side. If anyone sends a donation, then I'll read it at the beginning of the next stream. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just really tired. I would love to talk to you guys longer, but we're about to hit an hour and a half, and I got to get up in like 3 hours or something crazy. My goodness. I'll probably do a little stream, but I'm sure some of you won't be up for it because it'll be pretty soon. But I'll try and do a stream, and then, of course, I'll document that on the P900 and the P900 infrared. Great home on stream. Awesome. Thanks. Much love. All right. So seek and speak truth unequivocally. The weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. So just wear the truth as a badge of honor. I'll catch up with y'all tomorrow as we expose fake X and their little parabolic trajectory unless the wind blows over 5 miles per hour and they have to cancel a little balloon as a rocket launch. So, yeah. And like I said, I won't leave one hanging. If there's any more donations or donations after this stream, in between this and the next stream, I'll read them off. Maybe not in the morning stream, but like in tomorrow night stream. So I love you guys, and yeah, just accept it. I don't want, and then realize it's not too late for you if this is resonating with you at all, right? And the Creator loves you, and maybe He's pulling you in, and so there's that. I'm gonna catch up with you on the flip side. Peace.
That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers acting say they high, say they sipper pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big Pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock that twirl somewhere orbiting. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force a simple that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature that mean extorted it. They forging it if news anchors informants who informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this: we courting ships important. Yes, of course it is, but extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks we ignoring, which informing this, informing this. It looked like we were snoring tricked. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those as subordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers acting say they high, say they sipper pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big Pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real?